Brazil is home to some of the richest natural wonders in human history, making it a hotspot for fascinating and unexpected discoveries. From breathtaking, enigmatic blue lake caverns to towns where twins are more common than anywhere else on Earth, new and intriguing revelations are constantly emerging. Here are 15 mysterious things that have been discovered in Brazil. Number 15. The Man Anaconda. A bizarre creature discovered by dam engineers in the Amazon rainforest has been classified as a type of caecilian, a limbless amphibian that resembles an earthworm, or, as many are quick to point out, part of the male anatomy. Yes, indeed, the so-called penis snake is as bizarre a creature as they come. The animal was revealed while workers were draining a portion of the Madeira River for maintenance on a highly controversial hydroelectric project. 6 were discovered slithering along the rocky bottom. Little is known about the species, although it's thought to be aquatic and lacks lungs. They suspect it breathes through its skin instead. Other similar individuals have been discovered near the mouth of the Amazon, more than 1,550 miles away. Are they spreading? They're predators, feeding on small fish, worms, and other aquatic invertebrates. They have poor eyesight and navigate primarily through smell. Number 14. Rio Negro. One of the world's wetter natural wonders is a two-toned convergence of two massive Amazon streams. About 6 miles outside the city of Manaus is a place known as the Meeting of Waters. Here, the dark waters of the aptly named Rio Negro mix with the sandy upper Amazon, otherwise known as the Rio Solimões. Although the rivers meet, they don't mix. Instead, they snake in a race alongside each other for 4 miles, forming a polychromatic boundary so large it can be viewed from space. A geologist described the scale of the meeting of waters as 6 Mississippis. The coffee-like coloring of the Solimões is due to various sediments, such as sand, mud, and silt. In contrast, the Negro carries very little sediment. Its dark, tea-like color is primarily caused by dissolved plant matter. The two running side by side is like a fantastical world of art. The Negro runs slower and is about 6 degrees Celsius warmer than the Solimões, whose swifter, cooler, denser waters rebuff the smaller river's invitation, making it difficult for their flows to merge. When the two rivers come together to form the impressive lower Amazon, there's a good distance left to travel. The aptly dubbed River C continues across the continent. It will encounter several more offshoots along its route to the Atlantic Ocean, but none match the wonder and majesty of the Meeting of Waters site. Number 13. Gigantic anacondas. The giant anaconda is a powerful creature, said to be the direct descendant of the legendary titanoboa that once dominated these lands. Today, the anaconda makes up some of the world's largest snakes. These serpents of old can reach whopping lengths, some even around 30 feet long, and weigh up to 600 pounds. Anyone looking to challenge one of those, even a human, sure has their work cut out for them. The anaconda, like the python, is a constrictor, meaning it uses constriction as its primary source of offense. With its massive size per square inch comes tremendous power that most creatures on the planet couldn't resist. The anaconda latches on to its prey first with a bite and then coils and squeezes until it senses its prey is no longer living. There isn't a creature on the planet that isn't fair game for the green anaconda. If it wasn't for geolocation, many more species might fall prey to this monstrous beast. They indeed can hunt whatever they want. If they choose to do so, they could even subdue an elephant that got around its neck. These nightmare-inducing snakes are known throughout ancient human history, stretching as far back as cave murals and ancient texts of divine snakes or hellish ones. There have been many stories, novels, and films dedicated to exploring the terror that is the anaconda, but those terrors are often over-exaggerated for the sake of imagination, not reality. Number 12. Peanut Street. The residential street of Peanut Street, as it's known to locals, will always have ample parking. That's because as soon as you park your car there, you forget to apply the parking brake, and it'll slowly begin to roll uphill, gaining speed. There are lots of explanations, including that the hill is haunted or that a massive deposit of magnetic iron ore lies deep below the street, drawing vehicles up it with its powerful pull. Tourists flock to Peanut Street, eager to test the phenomenon for themselves, often bringing bottles or balls to watch them seemingly defy gravity. Some residents have even set up lawn chairs to watch the daily parade of confused visitors and their rolling cars. Local children have turned the street into a playground, racing marbles and toy cars up the magic hill and laughing at the bewildered faces of newcomers. The city council once considered putting up warning signs, but instead opted for a plaque explaining the optical illusion, which has become a quirky point of pride for the neighborhood. Amateur scientists sometimes gather with levels and measuring tapes, determined to prove the street's true slope, but the illusion always wins over casual observers. The effect is especially convincing at dusk, when the shadows play tricks on the eyes and the street seems even more mysterious. Social media challenges have sprung up, with people posting videos of their cars and bikes rolling uphill to the amazement of their followers. But the truth is much less dramatic than that. In reality, The phenomenon is apparently an optical illusion reserved for a few locations around the globe. Though the street appears to be on a steep incline, there's actually a slight dip in the road. Because of the lines it forms and contrasts with the surrounding scenery, it appears that you're going uphill when really you're going downhill. That doesn't stop people from taking to social media to blast about the incredible illusion. Number 11. The Blue Lake Cave. Experts believe that no human had ever set foot in this cave until 1924, when it was first discovered by one of the native Tairina tribesmen, who, as far as it's known, had not known of the cave's existence previously. The mystic Blue Cave is part of one of the largest flooded cavities on Earth, making it all the rarer. Dubbed the Gruta do Lago Azul, Blue Lake Grotto, the sizable cave is filled with astoundingly blue water, estimated to be over 200 feet deep. Adventurers who visit the site are often struck by the surreal silence inside, broken only by the occasional drip of water echoing off the limestone walls. The descent into the cave is steep and slippery, with a narrow path winding down to the edge of the glowing lake. Local legends claim that the cave is protected by ancient spirits, and some visitors report feeling an inexplicable sense of awe or even unease as they approach the water. Scientists are fascinated by the unique mineral composition of the cave, which contributes to the water's intense blue hue. Rare species of cave-dwelling insects and crustaceans have also been discovered in the grotto, adding to its scientific intrigue. The cave is now a protected site, and only a limited number of visitors are allowed each year to preserve its fragile ecosystem. Photographers from around the world travel to capture the magical interplay of light and water, hoping to do justice to its otherworldly beauty. The water morphs into a spectacularly beautiful blue when sunlight shines through the cracks in the ceiling of the cave and makes the water come alive. It's believed that the lake is fed by an underground river, which has yet to be determined. The last major expedition into its magical water occurred in 1992, when a Franco-Brazilian expedition went diving and found a fantastic treasure, thousands of prehistoric animal bones, giant mammals, and more. The underwater archaeological site is rich in giant mammal fossils, from saber-toothed tigers to the legendary giant sloths, as big as elephants. Now it's time for today's topic. In a quiet coastal town in Brazil, a woman's casual photo near a pier turned into a moment of terror that has left locals and the internet buzzing. The woman, identified only as Maria, was posing for a picture taken by her friend on a sunny afternoon. But what the camera captured was far from ordinary. As Maria stood near the edge of the pier, a massive, tentacle-like appendage suddenly emerged from the ocean depths. The tentacle struck with incredible speed, knocking her to the ground. Her friend, frozen in shock, managed to snap the photo just as the tentacle retreated back into the water. Maria, though shaken and bruised, escaped without serious injury. The image has sparked intense debate. Some believe the tentacle belongs to a giant squid or octopus, while others argue it could be an unknown deep-sea creature. Marine biologists have reviewed the photo but remain divided, citing the lack of additional evidence. Maria, however, is certain of one thing. She swore never to go near the ocean again. "I felt something powerful and alive," she said. "It wasn't just an animal. It was something I can't explain." The mystery remains unsolved, leaving many to wonder what truly lurks beneath the waves. Number 10. Six-fingered family. You know it's in the genes when many people from the same family are born with 6 fingers. They're putting the extra fingers to good use. The family of football and music lovers can take their hobbies to a higher level thanks to their unique genetic anomaly on each hand. Family gatherings often turn into impromptu concerts, with cousins and siblings showing off their impressive fingerwork on guitars and keyboards. Some members have even entered local talent shows, wowing judges with their dexterity and unique playing style. The younger children are taught from an early age to embrace their difference, and many see it as a special gift rather than a burden. Doctors who have studied the family say their extra fingers are fully functional, complete with bones, joints, and fingernails. The family story has attracted the attention of geneticists, who hope to learn more about the rare condition known as polydactyly. Neighbors often joke that the family has an unfair advantage in board games and video games, where quick fingers can make all the difference. Despite the challenges, the family remains upbeat and supportive of one another, turning what could be seen as an oddity into a source of pride. Believe it or not, this makes it easier for the family members to strum guitars, play the piano, and even make a better goalkeeper in soccer. Out of 26 members of the family, 14 have the extra digit on each hand. The goalkeeper of the family loves his advantage in sports, but says it's difficult to find gloves. He typically has to buy 2 sets and stitch a 6th finger on them. While it works for the time being, he's looking for a more permanent solution. The family is proud of their unique family trait, and none have squandered utilizing it. The piano teacher responsible for instructing an 8-year-old says, I wish we had 6 fingers. Continuing practicing with an entire functioning extra finger would allow much more control over the instrument. Number 9. Twin Town. When you look at the number of twins born in this zip code, you'd be forgiven for thinking something must be in the water. In fact, some of the residents even say so, but of course that's never been proven and probably never will. Instead, all we have is the mystery of Candido Godoy, a tiny agricultural town in southern Brazil. The phenomenon has attracted scientists from around the world, all eager to unlock the genetic or environmental secrets behind the town's twin boom. Some researchers have collected water and soil samples, hoping to find a chemical explanation, while others have focused on the town's unique gene pool. Families in Candido Godoy often have multiple sets of twins across generations, and local schools are filled with look-alike siblings. The town even celebrates its unusual status with an annual festival dedicated to twins, drawing curious visitors and media attention. Despite the attention, no definitive cause has ever been found, leaving the mystery as alive as ever. Some locals embrace the legends, while others are tired of the constant speculation and rumors. The story has inspired documentaries, books, and even a few conspiracy theories that continue to swirl online. According to reports, the town is responsible for the most twin births on Earth. According to a university study, 10% of births between 1990 and 1994 were twins. That's more than 5 times the state average. That same study showed that 50% of those twins were identical. Clearly, something is going on in the area. In the absence of explanation, in typical fashion, there is myth and rumor. A more sinister explanation arose, stating that in this remote farming town, where nearly 80% of residents are of German descent, shop fronts parade German names, and where an antiquated German dialect is still largely dominating Brazil's official language, Portuguese, Joseph Mengele, a Nazi scientist referred to as the Angel of Death, is the cause behind what locals call the Twin Revolution. The mad scientist Nazi was thought to have died near Sao Paulo in 1979, but first is said to have visited the region in the 60s, performing various obscure and mysterious tests on locals, specifically women who subsequently gave birth to twins. A former mayor has claimed that he went about his work under the alias Rudolph Wise. Number 8. Sao Paulo Blood Redpool. Somewhere in Sao Paulo, Brazil, there stands a towering 80-meter ship that appears to belong in a boat harbor rather than a residential neighborhood. Nevertheless, here we stand with this giant inverted arch building, complete with porthole-shaped windows and a blood-red pool. The peculiar Hotel Unique, as it's called, welcomes guests aboard their boat-shaped modernist fantasy with open arms. The hotel's bold architecture was designed by the renowned Rui Otake, whose vision was to create a landmark that would stand out in the city's skyline. Guests often marvel at the playful nautical touches, from the curved hallways that mimic a ship's deck to the sleek chrome fixtures reminiscent of luxury liners. The blood-red pool is a favorite spot for Instagram photos, especially at sunset when the water glows with an almost surreal intensity. Celebrities and artists are known to frequent the hotel, drawn by its quirky charm and reputation for hosting exclusive parties. The hotel's bar is famous for its inventive cocktails, and the rooftop restaurant is a destination in itself, offering fusion cuisine with a Brazilian twist. Art installations and avant-garde sculptures are scattered throughout the property, making every corner a surprise. Even the elevators are themed, with lighting and music that change depending on the time of day. Known to the locals as the Watermelon, the strange crescent-shaped hotel is one of the lodging's main attractions, and it greatly influences the shape of its rooms. As you might have imagined, the hotel's designer took full advantage of the oddly shaped walls by architecturally placing TV sets on the slant and extending tables to reach the edge of the curvature. Just as fascinating as the rooms is the rooftop terrace, which comes equipped with a gourmet restaurant and panoramic view of South America's largest city. Atop the terrace is the aforementioned blood-red outdoor pool, complete with music that can be heard underwater. In the lobby, one can find a large blue circular cushion and a 15-tier stack of booze bottles. Number 7. Strange lights. Is it ball lightning? An alien? A soul returning from the afterlife? Your guess is as good as the experts. The strange phenomenon shows an orb of light of some sort descending from the sky and halting just above the ground, floating without bobbing. Then, it scoots along the road with newfound motivation and disappears off-screen. Some online commenters suggested it could be a rare atmospheric event, while others were convinced it was evidence of extraterrestrial activity. A few skeptics pointed out that the light's path seemed too deliberate for a natural phenomenon, fueling even more speculation. The video quickly went viral, with amateur sleuths analyzing every frame for hidden clues or digital tampering. Local news stations picked up the story, interviewing residents who claimed to have seen similar lights in the area before. Paranormal investigators even visited the site, hoping to capture their own footage or detect unusual energy readings. Despite all the attention, no one has been able to provide a definitive answer. The mystery only deepened when another security camera in a nearby neighborhood reportedly caught a similar orb a few nights later. What in the world could these lights be? The CCTV footage is that of a business parking lot. The security guard who dropped the footage was stunned while he watched it. He had to play it back over and over just to make sure he wasn't going insane. With no reasonable explanation, he posted the feed and asked the world for help. It may be some sort of lens flare, but the precise movements give cause for concern. Number 6. Snake Island. Off the coast of Brazil, there's a stunning island with all the dreamlike qualities you might imagine from the tropics. Tropical weather, rainforest, and a coastline to die for. It's too bad no one can ever go there, thanks to a selfish creature who has taken over. You might think it's off-limits to maintain its beauty, but that would be the nice part of the story. The horror part of the tale comes to us in the form of biblical-style infestation. The island, known as Ilha de Queimada Grande, is covered with thousands upon thousands of snakes. The most infamous resident is the golden lancehead viper, a species so venomous that a single bite can kill a human in under an hour. Scientists estimate there may be as many as 5 snakes per square meter in some areas, making it one of the densest snake populations on the planet. The Brazilian Navy strictly controls access, only allowing researchers with special permits to set foot on the island. Legends tell of lighthouse keepers and fishermen who met grim fates after accidental encounters with the vipers. Some say the snakes evolved their potent venom because their only prey are migratory birds that stop on the island. The isolation has turned Snake Island into a living laboratory for biologists, who study the unique adaptations of its reptilian inhabitants. These aren't your typical non-venomous garter snakes, either. These are the worst kind of snakes you can imagine. The ones with a bite so potent that you'll be calling it quits should you ever get nicked. Simply known as Snake Island, it has a plethora of interesting and scary facts behind it, so much so that it's hard to tell what's real and what's a myth. To be honest, for an island that's owned by the millions of snakes that roam there, most people would probably not even know to care about them. Number 5. Finger of God. Dedo de Deus is an awe-inspiring natural wonder located just 30 miles outside of the famed Rio de Janeiro. You can find the man-made and natural wonder all within 30 miles. How amazing is that? This natural granite artwork allures hikers, entices climbers, and amps up thrill-seekers from around the world. You can even climb its rocky peak. The area surrounding Dedo de Deus is filled with lush forests, cascading waterfalls, and winding trails that make the journey as memorable as the destination. Local legends say that the mountain has spiritual significance, with some believing it to be a place of ancient power and protection. On clear days, the peak is visible from miles away, its silhouette standing out dramatically against the sky. Many climbers describe the ascent as both physically demanding and emotionally rewarding, with panoramic views that stretch all the way to the Atlantic Ocean. The region hosts annual climbing festivals, drawing enthusiasts eager to test their skills on the iconic formation. Wildlife is abundant, and lucky visitors might spot rare birds or even monkeys along the trails. The nickname Finger of God is obvious from its appearance as a giant hand pointing the index finger toward the heavens. Standing at 5,417 feet, this is no easy climb, even for veterans. Those who dare are prepared for this ascent and end up viewing a stunning view of the once capital of Brazil and surrounding national park. It's a favorite among both Brazilian and international climbers. This location is unique for climbers because rock formations like this exist in a few places around the globe, and even fewer safe enough for travel. This summit was originally claimed to be unreachable by elite European mountaineers in the 1800s, but in 1912, an all-Brazilian party paved the way for new adventurers to follow in their footsteps and make the ascent safely. The hypnotic focal point stands amongst a series of ridges and valleys. The granite rock formations are suspected of having formed over 620 million years ago. Number 4. Epic Tunnel Heist. Brazilian police this week foiled a criminal plot to rob a bank of $318 million by using an evil genius-styled secret tunnel. The team of 16 prospective robbers dug a tunnel 2,000 feet long, from a nearby rental house to São Paulo government-owned Banco do Brasil. The São Paulo State Public Safety Department reported the gang had been under surveillance for 3 months before the tunnel was revealed. The heist members allegedly spent $1.27 million constructing the tunnel, with the costs split among its participants and unknown investors. The operation was so elaborate that neighbors never suspected a thing, even as trucks came and went at odd hours. Some reports say the tunnel was equipped with ventilation fans and even a rudimentary rail system to move soil and supplies. Authorities were amazed at the level of planning, noting that the robbers had mapped out the bank's foundation to avoid security sensors. The gang even installed hidden cameras to monitor police activity in the area, hoping to avoid detection. Investigators believe the group had inside information about the bank's layout and security routines, The plot has since been compared to scenes from Hollywood heist movies, with many calling it one of the most ambitious bank robbery attempts in Brazilian history. The alleged leader was a 35-year-old woman previously implicated in an attempted robbery of a security van in Paraguay a few months earlier. The robbers dug the tunnel by hand, loading the soil into sacks and carrying it through the tunnel to an underground stormwater drain. The impressive tunnel stood about 3 feet high and was reinforced with iron beams and wood at vital junctions. They even wired electricity through it. The walls were lined with plastic garbage bags to reduce the dust while they worked. The rented house above them was filled with food, water, special digging clothing, and tools. Police suspect the gang had the assistance of an engineer. Number 3. Mysterious UFO. A sighting shows an oblong object flying through the Brazilian skies. No reports other than this one video. Could it be one of the first sightings? It sure moves strangely, but it could also be the lead of a pencil held by a string in front of the camera. The footage quickly caught the attention of local UFO enthusiasts, who began analyzing every frame for clues. Some viewers pointed out a faint glow around the object, suggesting it might be emitting its own light or reflecting something from the ground. Others speculated that the object's erratic movement could be due to strong winds or turbulence at high altitude. A few skeptics argued that the video's shaky quality was a classic sign of a staged hoax, especially since no witnesses came forward to corroborate the sighting. Despite the debate, the video racked up thousands of views online, fueling rumors of extraterrestrial visitors in Brazil. Amateur investigators even tried to match the object's flight path with known aircraft in the area, but found no matches. These types of videos always draw concern for many reasons, but particularly their inability to capture smooth footage. Is this the cause of the alien ship distortion? Is the video handler horrible at holding the camera? Or is the whole thing a tactic to cover up the fact it's a hoax? There certainly isn't enough information in this one video to answer all those questions. Number 2. Swimming pool collapse. It might seem like a dream to live in a building with a pool on the roof, but it's for reasons like this that it isn't done as often as you might want. Thank goodness no one was swimming in this pool when it decided to go kaput. The uniformity of the failing pool is oddly entertaining and satisfying to watch. The owners should be glad that it didn't collapse into someone's apartment or something. Witnesses described the sound as a thunderous roar, followed by a cascade of water that seemed to come out of nowhere. Some residents captured the dramatic moment on their phones, and the footage quickly went viral online, sparking debates about rooftop pool safety. Engineers speculated that a structural flaw or a hidden leak might have weakened the pool's foundation over time. Others wondered if recent heavy rains had put extra pressure on the building's infrastructure, tipping it past the breaking point. Insurance adjusters arrived within hours, trying to assess the extent of the losses and reassure anxious tenants. The building's management promised a full review of all rooftop amenities, hoping to prevent a repeat disaster. There is still significant damage to personal property here, but just imagine if you had just pulled into your parking spot and you were ready to kick up your feet when something like this drops on you. Think of the amount of force that would have had on a human body if it was enough to pick up and move the cars parked there. The pool falls with such weight and ferocity that it lifts multiple vehicles from their parked positions before the water subsides. 270 residents were still forced to leave their homes for 5 days while crews repaired the extensive damage. Various teams of engineers, inspectors, and investigators were on the scene to investigate the cause. A team of engineers and inspectors have gathered some evidence as to the cause, but nothing has been released. Some of the tenants reported a strong smell of gas as the pool was heating up. Others claimed they heard a loud noise before rushing water. Number 1. Giant emerald. A massive emerald rock was recently discovered, and it's estimated to be worth 238 million euros. It was located in a gem mining field in Brazil and is currently under the watchful eye of heavy security, locked away in a secret location. The owner, who can only be identified by his initials FG, fears kidnapping, extortion, and armed robbery. The sheer size of the emerald has stunned even seasoned gemologists, who say it's one of the largest ever unearthed in South America. News of the discovery quickly spread among local miners, sparking both excitement and envy in the region. Some believe the emerald could attract international collectors and museums, eager to add such a rare specimen to their collections. Rumors have swirled about the gem's origins, with some speculating it was formed millions of years ago under intense geological pressure deep within the earth. The find has also drawn the attention of fortune seekers, hoping to strike it rich in the same mining fields. Local authorities have increased patrols in the area, wary of potential theft attempts or illegal mining operations. Meanwhile, the emerald's discovery has inspired a wave of new prospectors, all hoping to uncover the next big treasure. It was revealed that it would need a forklift to move. The gem, where the risks of a heist are high in Brazil, where criminal gangs often utilize explosives to raid banks and carry powerful firearms. If they heard of a find like this one, there would be competition in the underworld to steal it. The owner says he's taking every precaution to ensure it's kept safe. Brazil is an incredible place for many reasons, from its vibrant cities to natural wonders that seem straight out of a storybook. With so much to see and experience, it's no surprise that a land so rich in natural and human history continues to reveal fascinating secrets. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss any of our content delivered right to your inbox.